Good day when you get to throw something new in the old garage. Now I said a couple videos back I want to upgrade my garage. And one way I've been doing that to fill the walls is kind of throwing flags up. So I got a new flag to throw up today. Currently in the middle of cleaning my garage up from the piping kit mess. All of my old parts are on the ground. In order to clean my garage up, I got to get rid of these flags on top of my toolbox. I actually have two, but we're just going to throw one up in the place of this one. The high school truck will probably get thrown on that wall. And just like it should be. Now I got to do something to the truck real quick because I had a dash light pop up while I was driving it yesterday. She was throwing a low coolant light, which is obviously normal. I just switched out all of the coolant. It's bleeding itself as I drive it more. Somebody actually commented in the last video, which made perfect sense. When the engine gets up to temp, the thermostats open up and allows the coolant to flow more, which makes sense why it's getting lower. But after I do this, it shouldn't get any lower. If it does, then we might have a leak or something. All right, I just realized my camera's dirty. You guys can see that sensor. Okay, so we're still not above the sensor. We got to fill it up quite a bit more. So this is probably like almost 4 gallons. Once this one gets empty. All right, we'll see where we're at. Just got to wipe all this residue off. Don't want to get all my piping kit dirty. As we just filmed this video, you can see I just posted a TikTok. I polished all these AC lines or whatnot. I've ran into a little bit of an issue. That one looks really good, but the AC lines get super cold and there's condensation that gets on these. So I don't know how the polish is going to hold up with the condensation and getting cold and hot, but we're going to see. I want to do a bunch of little stuff to like touch up the engine bay and whatnot to make it look a lot nicer. Because I want to be able to pop this thing at shows and not be embarrassed of how bad it looks. Obviously, the piping kit just helped with that a million times. But I'm talking little details like, you know, the aluminum lines, the alternator, you know, and just like the wiring harness is just dirty. I don't know if I'm going to retape all of the wiring harness. Obviously, the engine needs a good degrease. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe you guys can help me down in the comments with that. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. We got our first merch design done. This is the front. Came up with my own brand name and everything. Well, my girlfriend did, but we got our first design made. Let me know if you guys want any of them. I can send you guys the website. Now, if you clicked on today's video, you know that we got something for the truck. And it is something for me that is uncharted territory. Once again, something I've never done. A lot of the truck builds that I do, they got a tune on them and an exhaust. That's all. I've never done actual horsepower upgrades. And on this truck, you guys see me just threw that full HSP piping kit on it. And I wanted to take it a couple steps further than that. I have a goal in mind for this build. I want to get right around the 600 to 650 horsepower. I personally have never ridden in a truck that has had that much power. And I know I can get there without throwing, 50 grand into it. So I've been doing some research, and to get to 650 horsepower, there's 3 pieces of the puzzle that we need to figure out. One being bigger injectors, specifically 30% over injectors supplies plenty of fuel to achieve 600 horsepower. You guys know I've been having problems with my stock injectors. I replaced them with other stock injectors that were used because I'm currently looking for companies to work with that will help me out on a set of 30% over injectors. Number 2, we need to find a bigger turbo, specifically a 64 millimeter turbo. Third thing, that stock transmission in my truck is not gonna hold up to 600 horsepower, so we gotta find something for that. I will say right now the nicest part of the truck is the transmission because it doesn't slip whatsoever. But it also has a stock tune on it, so we are going to have to figure that out. But I am here to tell you guys, we figured out one of the missing pieces that we need in order to achieve that 650 horsepower. We're going to be opening it up in this video. Here we have it. Let's get to unboxing, baby. Now, by the size of the box, it's not a transmission. It can only be the injectors or the turbo. Now, boys, inside this box is one of the most budget-friendly but safe things you can get. I did my research. I made sure it's actually going to hold up before I decided to put it on my truck. Take a sneak peek what we got in here. Ooh! Check that out, baby. Let's open her up here. Oh, my God, dude. That thing's beautiful. So you might have guessed it, we got a new turbo. Now this thing isn't just any turbo. This is a 64 millimeter stock turbo rebuild kit. That is right. Any of you that are watching this, if you have a stock turbo on your truck, you can rebuild it reliably to make more power. Which honestly, I didn't even know you could do that until like a week ago. When I found it online, I was like, I have to do this. A new turbo costs like $1,500 to $2,000. And this full rebuild kit was like $700 to $800. And no, it didn't just come with this piece. We're gonna unbox the rest of it, because there's still something special that I still have to reveal. Take some more paper out. All right, so here, I think this is the unison ring. I could be totally butchering all this stuff. You don't have to get these, but I got the low profile ones that apparently help out with something. I don't know. My cousin that knows diesels really well, and actually his truck was a big inspiration to choosing the color on my truck. He knows quite a bit about motors, so I've been talking back and forth to him. And he told me to get the low profile ones. Something to do with the RPMs or I don't know. So we got the unison ring. We got the low profile vanes right here. All the gaskets, all the spacers, the thrust bearing, I believe it's called. I'm waiting to see the compressor wheel. Oh, I think I got it in my hand right now. Oh, yep, here she is, boys. Wow, what a beauty. So this piece sits right inside of here. It's right on top of this. And then this sits just like that inside of there. What else we got in here? A couple stickers. Shout out to KB Diesel Performance. This is where I got the whole rebuild kit from. And then this is the special part that I think a lot of you are gonna like. So one thing you can do with these turbos is you can make them louder when you go to rebuild them, which you do that by reducing the blades on the hot side. So the factory LLY turbo is considered an 11 blade, and I'm sure you guys have heard of the notorious 9 blade turbo that just absolutely screams. Now I'm sure a lot of you have heard a 6.0 Power Stroke start up and start driving down the road. From the factory, those turbos have 10 blades. Now you can see here, we have a 10 blade turbine wheel for an LLY Duramax. So we open it up and we're gonna have a screamer. Now I'm not gonna graze over the fact that I did have an option to go with a 9 blade. I've just heard so many bad things about them. When I asked my cousin about a 9 blade, he told me a term that just honestly made me stay away from them. He called it the 9 blade grenade, because 9 blades apparently like to blow up a lot. I'm not speaking for all of them, but I've just heard a lot of stories, not just from him, but other people, of 9 blades just not working out for them. So we will still have that 6.0 scream with our turbo and not have to worry about any issues with reliability. I think I made the right choice there. I don't know about you guys, but those of you that really know turbos know that there's an option to get the turbine wheel balanced. I did get that option, so we won't have to worry about it being unbalanced or anything. KB Diesel balances it for you already. So here is our full rebuild kit for our factory LLY turbo. Now kind of the bad part. Do you guys remember in the last video how I told you I left a couple parts out of the truck? Like I had new parts for the truck, but I decided to wait because I had something coming for it. The brand new HSP up pipes. Now these up pipe bolts that are on the truck love to snap off on the manifold side and the turbo side. And in order to get the turbo out to rebuild it, these up pipes have to come off. So why would I waste my time, throw these up pipes on, and then take the bolts out again to take the turbo out? Kinda pointless if you ask me. But like I said, guys, I don't really know much about motors and rebuilding stuff. So I reached out to a friend and asked them if he would just kind of keep an eye on me while I do the rebuild, just to make sure I do everything right. Now, when I was talking to him, he had a really good idea so that my truck wouldn't be down for a couple weeks, maybe. So the factory turbo on this truck is perfectly fine. We just polished the face you guys seen. This thing will drive anywhere I take it now. I am mainly doing this upgrade for horsepower, not because I need to. So what I'm gonna do is I already found one. I posted on my Snapchat story to see if anybody had a stock LLY core turbo. Basically an extra one laying around that I could buy. Apparently, they go for super cheap. Some guy swiped up, he said 50 bucks, it's yours. I'm like, I'll take it. I can rebuild that turbo, and when I'm ready, I can swap out the turbo in, theoretically a night or two. I've never done it. Hopefully that's how long it takes. Then I can still edit with the truck and, make a bunch of videos while I'm in the process of getting that rebuilt in the background. I'm kind of trying to think of questions you guys might have for me. One of them I thought of was, will the turbo fit with the piping kit? And yes, I made sure to ask that before I got the turbo. It bolts right up. Mouthpiece right here is the same exact size, and the V-band will bolt right up. You know, when I was first thinking about doing this, I'm like, man, I didn't know much about how to take a turbo out. Shout out to Truckmaster. I watched a bunch of his videos about taking a turbo out. Thank God I don't have to take that Y-bridge out again. That might make me not do the job at all. My girlfriend took the truck to work today, so I couldn't film with it earlier today, but now that it's home, I got a couple good things and bad things to show you guys about it. I'm not one to hide any of the flaws on the truck, and this one's actually from me. You can see here, these headlights get a little bit of moisture in them. I'm gonna have to either take them apart and reseal them, or wait for them to dry out and just put like a ton more silicone, and hopefully it holds the water out. There's like a little breather on the headlight that I sealed up because I thought that was the problem. It wasn't, and they kept leaking. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know what's wrong with it now. In the last video, I was telling you guys how I left the fender liners out. Well, this one I had to trim, and I actually like it because I can see the pipe and still have the water like kind of not up in the motor area. So yeah, I think that's going to look really cool on an edit. You know, you can just see that gold. Yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I have a couple more things that I can't talk about that are on the way. Sorry. But if you enjoyed, if you're excited for we're finally going to have a build with some power, I am. Hit the like button, please. Subscribe. Tell your friends to go watch. And have a good night. Oh yeah, one more thing. The next video, I should have all the overlays back for the lift kit so we can get ready and prep that for paint. So you never know. Next video, we might be painting the lift kit. I don't know at this point.